Welcome back, watch people. Now today we're going to give you some first-hand experience and some knowledge of just how the flipper authorised dealer relationships have been working in some cases over the past few years. Now of course this is something that we've discussed before, but I do get a little bit tired of just about everyone getting the blame for the high prices that have now thankfully passed. Everyone's taken the blame for that, mostly the grey market dealers, unfairly in my humble opinion, especially when you consider that the root cause of this was always the flipper AD relationship. Now, a voice message was left for me yesterday by someone I know that I've met personally, that I trust to be telling the truth. Listen to what he had to say. Me and my two business partners had our authorised dealer straightened out and were giving him £500 a watch at the beginning, even though we weren't getting bundles of watches, probably about 4 each a year. These were costing us £500 on top as a gift to the authorised dealer every time we did a deal. So adding it up between us, it was quite a few watches. We were getting Batmans, Batgirls, OPs and some of the more regular watches, and he would sometimes agree to leave the stickers on for us. And at the time, we were just stockpiling the watches as the prices just kept going up and up. When the prices really started to shoot up and reach their peak, we had to increase the bung to £2,000 per watch. So he was doing very well from us indeed. But he was often very nervous about the communication. We would arrange a meeting place, he would turn up and the money would change hands in cash the next day. We would go to the showroom and collect the watch or watches. The relationship started to take a slight downward turn when he asked us to try and sell watches that were not so hot. But he still wanted his hefty drink. He didn't seem to realise that we too knew the market. The relationship was so profitable that eventually we decided to take a few of these watches just to sell them, get our money back and keep the relationship going. But we were still having to give him hefty bungs. My partners had also been invited to Rolex dinners where they were told that they will be able to get Rolex Panda Daytonas. But these didn't materialise and our dealings with the AD started to slow down. And it was then that he started to get a little bit funny with us, asking us if we'd found someone else to deal with and why we hadn't returned some of his calls. We had to tell him to remember that we weren't in the business of just making him money and that he hadn't come up with the Daytonas that he promised, and that things were not as hot and the market had dropped somewhat. I also told him that for the more basic watches we would need to revert back to the original drink of £500 per watch. He wasn't happy with this and said it had to be at least £1,000 per watch. After telling him that this was no longer possible, he completely turned on us, saying that we couldn't do business anymore, which rather annoyed us because he still wanted the same high level drinks even though the prices had fallen. I explained, it can't be weddings every day, sometimes there has to be a funeral, but he didn't want to accept this and then decided to cut all communications with us. I'm telling you this, Paul, because we recognise that we were part of the problem and I'm not proud of it. But this was simply business, which I think you understand. We know that you tried to do good things for the community and thought that the least we could do is tell you about our story. So there you go, and I think it's important for me to add at the end of this video that the vast majority of genuine, honest, authorised dealers will be just as horrified as you and I after hearing this story. But consider this, for every single watch that bent authorised dealer employee or AD, I don't know what his status was, but for every watch that he sold to the flippers, a genuine watch owner, just like you and I, missed out on the opportunity to get the watch that he's always wanted. And whilst doing so, aiding and abetting the falsely inflated prices that we witnessed over the last couple of years. As always, guys, let me know what you think and would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd subscribe to my channel, thanks for watching. We'll speak again soon.